Oh, he's done it.
As well as got the finish. You bet he has.
That's in towards Tommy Conway.
Goal. Runners around him. Goes on his own. And scores a glorious goal.
Ruthless stuff for Bristol City. The seven-side derby, one of the fiercest, most hostile rivalries in football, and one with a little bit more spice today as well, with both sides jostling for playoff positions. Murray silenced Ninian Park in 0-1. Andy Vyman opened old wounds in 2021. Who will turn Cardiff red this afternoon? And after a mixed week of results for Nigel Pearson's side, defeat to Ipswich, no better fixture to bounce back in. And of course, Bristol City will today be backed by thousands of frenzied fans as well as they make their way down the M4 over the Severn Bridge. We've got the perfect two guests to watch the fixture this afternoon alongside me, a defender past and a defender present as well. I'm delighted to say that joining me in the Robins TV studio is Chris Honor and Zach Viner. Welcome both. Zach, if I can start with you, what is it about a seven-side derby, having played in some now, that makes it so much different to maybe other fixtures? Do you feel that extra element of pressure to an extent?
I wouldn't say pressure, it's just a tasty game. You always look forward to it. That's the one you look for. You know, you look at when the fixtures come out, you look at Christmas, you look at where you are at the end of the season, and for us, we look at when we're playing Cardiff, and it's a game that everyone wants to cherish and wants to do well in.
And that Andy Vyman double, it wasn't the last time, of course, we're at the Cardiff City Stadium, but that was special. And there is just something about the away fans for an away day that makes it extra exciting as well.
It's always full house there, and you know, whenever we score there and we go to that side, it's just like that game especially. It was crazy, and it was a great experience and atmosphere, and it spurs you on even more because you know how much it means to them. Yeah,
absolutely. And Chris, welcome. I don't want to make you blush, Zach, but Chris was just talking to you off camera a minute ago, and you were talking about Zach's sort of journey, I guess, over the last couple of years and the resilience he's shown as a former defender yourself, and you've played in situations where you've probably been a bit under pressure. What has it been like to watch that?
Well, I was actually saying off camera just as before we came on that Zach has been an example to all players. He's shown a huge amount of resilience. I'm very biased, although he doesn't remember this. I actually coached him when he was young, and as he came into the studio earlier, he didn't recognise me. It must be the grey hairs and, and the fact he just barely could see over this table. But yeah, he's been absolutely brilliant for the last 3 seasons. I've loved watching him, whether I'm watching him with you guys or up in the Radio Bristol commentary box. Yeah, he's just a superstar, and he's one of our own, as they say. And it's a shame he's not playing today.
We'll make you feel less. We'll leave it there.
Yeah,
you don't have to deal with that anymore. It's all good. Brilliant. Well, Zach's of course out at the moment. Hopefully back very soon. And there's a number of other players out at the moment, unfortunately missing through injury. So opportunities today for new faces as well. And here now with all the team news, it's our lead commentator for this afternoon. It's Alex Duffel.
Thank you very much, Toby, and welcome along to the Cardiff City Stadium for the 101st meeting between Bristol City and Cardiff City, although it is Bluebirds manager Errol Bullett's first experience of the seven-side derby. We can take a look at the unchanged team that he's gone with this afternoon, so no changes from the 4-0 victory in midweek against Huddersfield Town. 4-2-3-1, the formation with Alnwick between the sticks, although Perry and G finished this game last year in goal for the Bluebirds. He, of course, scored a wonderful free kick in that win in midweek. There is a nice Greek flavour to Cardiff's lineup this afternoon. Summer signings Demetrius Goutas and Manolis Siopis have made excellent starts to their careers over the bridge. And there's plenty of experience up front with Carlan Grant and Callum Robinson. Quick run through the bench that Cardiff may be used to call upon in the second half this afternoon. It's Runnison, Romeo, Panzo, Adams, Wintle, Colwell, Sawyers, Ugbo and Tanner. Of course, the notable absentees there do include Aaron Ramsey and, of course, former Robins man Callum O'Dowda. Now, Nigel Pearson has said in midweek that today is a great opportunity for those who haven't really been involved this season to stake a claim for regular places due to injuries. and he is forced to make more changes following increased knocks to what is already a bare bones City squad. It does mean a first start for Joseph James at the back and a little reshuffle with Cam Pring potentially playing centre-back this afternoon. Gardner, Hickman and Knight will play in midfield with Andy Vyman in the 10 role. Harry Cornick comes back in up front as Tommy Conway drops to the bench. And it's a very youthful bench. Look along the line there. You've got Knight LaBelle, Yeboah, Nelson, Idahan, and a first little feature on the bench for Tommy Backwell. So a very young Bristol City side this afternoon, and Nigel Pearson has been sharing his thoughts.
Nigel, seven-side derby today. How are you feeling ahead of this game?
Yeah, okay. I mean, we've got our problems to deal with, but the team that we're putting out has good qualities about it. It's got players in there who've been looking for a chance. They've got one, and that's always the way that we look at it. So our bench today, before we included Tomo on there, was just over average age 19. So it's we're young for sure, but those players will give us opportunities and options, and we'll just go into this game with a real enthusiasm to get 3 points. That's what it's about. We can outrun them.
Spoke about taking your opportunities. Anis Mehmeti comes into the sides. Yeah. What can he offer Bristol City today?
Well, look, he's a player who's been a bit frustrated, and when he's had opportunities, he's not really done enough to force his way into the side. But he gets an opportunity today, and I think we saw flashes last season of what he can do. I cast my memory back to a away game at Sunderland where I thought he was, for sort of 70 minutes, really, really good for us. He's got to go in there and make sure that he produces what the team needs. And if he produces what the team needs, that means he'll have played well. And that's always, as far as I'm concerned, the most important thing.
Full debut for Joseph James. Big occasion, but you feel he can handle it?
Well, I wouldn't have included him if I didn't think so. I mean, that's the biggest thing. He had a brief introduction in midweek where he was probably not expecting it. I think the key for young defenders in particular, but all young players when they get on, is they don't really have as much time as they would do in their own age group levels, and he's an under 18 still, so I'm sure he'll adapt very, very quickly. The senior players will look after him. I think everybody's aware of how positive our senior players are with the young players. We just got to go out there and be ourselves and make sure that we give Cardiff problems.
3,000 City fans in that away end today.
Yeah.
How massive is that going to be? I feel like we're saying it every other week, but how massive is that?
Yeah. Well, I'll be looking for me neighbour, Andrew Urch. I'll be looking for his wig again today. My neighbour, farmer neighbour. I'll be looking for him. Yeah, I mean, look, it's always great to get a support. And, midweek at home and against Coventry, our support was really important for the team. As always, away from home all season, we get tremendous following. But of course, this game's particularly important for both sets of fans. So it's imperative that we get a good team performance.
Nigel Pearson there with Robbins TV. Very young Bristol City side, particularly on the bench. That pushes Cam Pring inside again. You've not seen a huge amount of Joe James. Have you heard little sort of snippets about what he's about?
Yeah, I've seen him obviously about the training ground and stuff, and he's a quietly confident lad, and I hope that he takes this game and goes with it and does really well. And obviously it's a big game for him, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he does.
Yeah, and for you, I mean, there's been a huge amount of sort of shuffling between centre-half pairings. All of the centre-halves offer something kind of quite unique in their own game. I mean, what's it like for you playing with someone like Rob Dickie, and then Cal Naismith comes back into the side? What's that been?
It's good. Obviously, we all know each other really well. Like you said, I've played with all of them quite a lot now. I think it's just they know my game, I know their game, and it's a case of just sort of trusting what they have to offer and then to bring it and them to do the same with me. So it isn't too difficult to sort of switch between, okay, I'm playing with Rob who likes to do this, or I'm playing with Cal who likes to do that, and it's just, you know, we just got to trust each other's qualities and hope that it comes through. And
what's someone like, what is Cam Pring like? Because I mean, we were talking loads about him the other night. He's electrifyingly quick. He seems to, if he does maybe make a slight mistake, he knows in his mind he can make up for it so quickly.
I tell him all the time. I say, if you ever defended 1v1 with anybody, just show him the line. No one is going to beat you for pace.
No.
He's too strong. He's too quick. He has all the attributes to do any position, as he showed in that back line now. Even last year when I played centre half with him, he coped really well. He done really well, and I have no problems with him playing there today. And I think he's going to have to step up today and sort of marshal that back line alongside Rob. And yeah, he's just a really good player, really quick player that helps everything. And it is so good when you have someone with that much pace to keep the line high, and it does adjust the whole team, adjust the whole team shape. If we're stepping up, it allows the midfielders to step up and allows the strikers to then go press, and that's part of our game, a high press, and I think, if you get the confidence behind you that someone's there sweeping up, and you're gonna go there and do everything with confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cam, of course, been on a very similar sort of journey to you with loan spells as well. Chris, Zach was sort of mentioning off camera there, Mehmeti's role today. You don't want to sort of say this is a big game, big opportunity for him. Feels like it is, but maybe given that responsibility through the middle, that could be, this could be a sort of arena for him to come alive as a City player.
Well, I think that he probably knows this is a big opportunity. He kind of probably put a little bit of pressure on himself. He's got some great skills. I mean, when he first came to the club just after Semenyo left, I thought he was the real deal. He looked really sharp. He had a great performance away at Sunderland when I thought he was the best player on the pitch. Lost a little bit of confidence, probably being told a few things that he should be doing, maybe concentrating more on his final ball. But we don't want to lose all the tricks that he brings and some of the excitement he gets. Gets the supporters on the edge of their chairs or seats. And he's just got to believe in himself, and that number 10 role might suit him today with Vyman supporting Sykes on the right hand side. I expect some magic from him, and he might be one of those players who can turn the game.
And all the other players seem to suggest he's so hard working, Anis, as well.
I've never met anyone like, honestly, he's in before everybody. Like, we're getting in and he's coming into the change room already done a workout, so he's
that's brilliant. I never knew that, because I often wondered whether he was left out because of some defensive frailties away from home, but if you're telling me he's a really hard trainer and he's determined to learn, that's brilliant, isn't it? And he's trying to make up that, for sure, that gap between not playing at the moment and then trying to for sure get into
he's a proper hard worker. I guarantee you today, if he comes off the pitch, he plays 90 minutes, he'll have the highest running stats, all of that sort of stuff. Honestly, he's a proper worker, and I can't speak highly of him because he's come in and he's made a step up, and he's come into a new environment, and his first training session, I can remember us all going, okay,
great skills, hasn't it? Brilliant.
No one wants to get tight to him in training.
See fullbacks, going to close him down, they go, whoa.
Yeah, honestly,
I don't want to be looked at.
He
nutmeg someone in front of the dugouts very early on in his Bristol City career, and I went,
put you on skates, for sure.
And we just waved goodbye to Semenyo, and all of us were feeling a little bit down as supporters, and I went, he's the real deal, and we just want him to build on his career now and replace him and move on and get better in a red shirt.
Absolutely. Sure. Brilliant. Well, we'll have more from Zach and Chris shortly. We'll also be hearing from a man that knows his fixture very well, Scott Murray, after this short break.
him back in from Semenyo. What a shot! And it's Andy Vyman at the double! Bristol City lead the seven-side derby.
Hopefully that got you in the mood. Bristol City against Cardiff City in the seven-side derby, about 10 minutes away from kick-off now. And here's something else. This man knows his fixture all too well. 2001, he silenced Ninian Park, and here he is now reliving some of his favourite football memories. It's Scott Murray.
Right then, Joe Burnell. This is, I think this is a bit where I think Kavanagh scores. I think Rob Earnshaw put a little cross in Kavanagh's. I think when that's went in, I think at that time Cardiff had spent a few quid. I think we were the underdogs massively, and as Ninian Park was never a nice place to go. I think obviously it's the big switch comes on. I think, and do you know what? I think Tony Thorpe's put a lovely ball in. I think I remember getting it, and I remember the day before the game, I think they'd signed Dean Gordon, a Premier League left back, and so I was a bit scared, actually, not scared, but I knew it was going to be a hard game. And then obviously I managed to put him on his backside, as they say. But then that was good. And as I said, the celebration, Andrew Jordan, Joe Jordan's son, I think he was at Cardiff at the time, is giving me the heads up before the game to do the Ayatollah, which I never had a clue what it was. And as I said, I'd done it. And then literally 60 seconds later, I remember getting the ball. I think Aaron Brown's played it out to me, and all I can remember was all the Cardiff fans have given me a few pelters and boos, and as I said, the fullback's come to me again, and I think I've done a stupid little move, and then it's gone right under the keeper. So I think, as I said, the celebration is, I think it's, yeah, as I said, it's enjoyable still seeing it now, and I think there was a few quid being thrown to my direction, which, being a Scotsman, I try to pick up. So I think it was very enjoyable to see the ball hit the back of the net. So it was always nice beating Cardiff. I think they were probably our rivals at the time. I think obviously with Bristol Rovers not being in the same division, so I think going over the bridge is always enjoyable anyway. So this is the season after. It was a tricky match. I think, as I said, it's Spencer Pryor, big, yeah. But as I said straight away, I'd always remember, because this game, I think it was live on Sky, I think, or something like that, and there was a big banner over in the corner. It was saying Scotty Murray wasn't a very nice person. They had to take it down before the game started. So I think, you know what, as any football player, I think derbies are big games anyway. So I think as I said, when the opposing fans from the other team dislike you, it's even better, I think. So I think the corner came in. I think Matty Hill's trying to clip it here, and yeah, there you go. To be fair, do you know what, I didn't. When the referee gave the penalty, we didn't really expect it. And I think you see we were all running over at Matty Hill to tell him to stay on the floor. And I think you got to do what it takes to win. And as I said, look, Tins enjoying the goal against Cardiff as well. I think this is the goal now. Butch has just launched it forward, and I think they've just all missed it. And then the keepers had a stinker there, really. And Christian Robbo's not celebrated. But I can tell you the rest of us did, that's for sure. It's amazing because the picture on this one's a lot better. So I think the two games that I played in was obviously in lower HD. I think this one looks a lot better. And as I said, it's Brownie's an absolute spanker. And Brownie was one of them. He always in training, practicing these long free kicks and these knuckle balls. And as I said, it's one of them. He couldn't have caught it any better if he tried. And I think it's a lot. It's even the crowd. I think it means so much to Bristolians. I think going over the bridge, and as I said, it's a great little play there as well. Little layoff. Brownie's taking a touch, and as I said, he's swiped across it. And what celebration is that? Is that Gangnam Style or something like that? I don't get a clue.
Scott Murray there, reliving some big moments from the seven-side derby. He's a great person to have around, isn't he, Zach?
Yeah, he's brilliant. He makes everyone laugh every day, and yeah, he's always in and around the change room, and yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, well, let's look ahead then to our opposition today, Cardiff City. They've obviously strengthened through the summer as well, the likes of Josh Bowler, Aaron Ramsey, of course not involved today, but some good players among their side. So let's look at some key moments from the last few games, and maybe an area here for Bristol City to exploit from set pieces. So, I mean, obviously their fantastic goal in the end, and it's, I guess today you've got Rob Dickie at the back, Zach, but Bristol City are going to have to be hot at set pieces because we're not the biggest side, are we?
No, we're obviously going to have to rely on Rob to sort of lead us there. Pringy's very good in the air as well. Obviously he's not as tall as Rob or as big as Rob, but he can cope, and we have to rely on the lads to do their jobs, and everyone knows them and everyone knows the responsibilities. We went through it yesterday, and we've got to make sure that we stand up to it.
I guess unusually as well, Chris, we've actually been pretty decent in terms of scoring goals from set pieces this season, Bristol City, which kind of contradicts how we were maybe last year.
Yeah, may have given us the kiss of death now, but
I usually do that.
But it's funny. A lot of those goals were second man, little flick-ons at the near post and finished off where people should have been picking up. But the other thing is, if they know Rob Dickie is our main defender in there, he's got to be careful he doesn't get blocked off. They might surround him, stop him from challenging the ball, and obviously leave the bigger players, the Cardiff players, to attack the ball. So Rob's got to be really prepared to make himself available to attack the ball if he can.
And looking ahead to today's game then, I mean, Zach, are you sort of privy to some of the conversations that have happened this week, even though you're not going to be involved in the first team? Where did Bristol City look to exploit Cardiff?
I think, to be honest, if you look at the way we play and our style of play, I think we can hurt them because we have got more pace than them, we have got more energy, and I think that's worked for us this season. We've got very, very good pressers up top. Corns, Andy, Belly, whoever it might be, if TC comes, whoever it might be that's up there that can, get about the pitch and really exploit them in areas that they may not be as comfortable in. And I think today we have to sort of not play the occasion. I know that sounds very cliche for a derby, but you can't play the occasion. You have to make sure that we get a foothold in the game earlier, quiet the crowd down, and do what we can do.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Zach. Right, it's time for us to say goodbye to those of you that are watching us on Facebook and YouTube. If you are overseas, of course, you can still download your Matchday pass at bcfc.co.uk.